Imagine leaving your family at just 13 years old. A different country, a different language, no friends, no guarantees. Now imagine that, years later, you're standing on centre court at Wimbledon, staring across the net at one of the greatest players of your generation. A few hours later, you're on your knees, crying on the grass, after pulling off one of the biggest upsets in modern tennis. That is the story of Alexandra Eala. And it didn't begin at Wimbledon. It began with a little girl wearing ruffled socks, light-up shoes, and one simple goal: beat her older brother. Long before the cameras, Alex Eala was just another kid hitting tennis balls after school in Quezon City, Philippines. Her family loved sports. Her mother, Riza, had competed as a swimmer at the Southeast Asian Games. Her grandfather introduced Alex to tennis. Her brother was already playing, and like many younger siblings, she wanted to prove she could keep up. There were no dreams of Grand Slam titles, no visions of centre court, just endless afternoons on a local court, ball after ball, day after day. Her grandfather repeated the same lesson over and over: if you want it, you work for it. That sentence would shape her entire life. Because in the Philippines, tennis isn't the sport most children grow up dreaming about. Basketball dominates. Volleyball fills the gyms. Tennis offers very few obvious paths to the top. There were no Filipino Grand Slam champions to follow. No blueprint. Alex had to believe in something nobody had ever seen before. As her talent grew, one difficult truth became impossible to ignore. If she wanted to become one of the best in the world, staying home wouldn't be enough. So her family made an incredible sacrifice. At only 13 years old, Alex packed her bags and moved halfway around the world to Mallorca, Spain, to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy. Think about that for a second. 13. Most kids that age are worried about homework or making friends at school. Alex was leaving her parents, leaving her brother, leaving everything familiar behind. The Rafa Nadal Academy offered world-class coaching, elite facilities, and fierce competition. But it couldn't replace home. It couldn't erase loneliness. And it couldn't promise success. Every day became a test. Train, study, recover, repeat. Thousands of hours passed with no guarantee the dream would ever pay off. Professional tennis is ruthless. Talent isn't enough. You can dedicate your entire childhood to the sport and still never make it. For years, Alex lived in that uncertainty. She found success as a junior, even winning the 2022 US Open girls singles title. Inside tennis, people knew she had enormous potential. Outside tennis, almost nobody noticed. Junior titles don't earn WTA rankings. Professional opponents don't care about potential. They care about results. By 2024, Alex was still fighting through the lower levels of the tour. Her ranking sat outside the top 100. At one point, she was around number 147 in the world. That number tells a story. You're close enough to believe, but still far enough away that every tournament matters. Every flight matters. Every loss hurts. Every question gets louder. How much longer can we keep doing this? Was leaving home worth it? Would all those sacrifices ever mean something? Alex never stopped asking herself one thing: what if tomorrow is the breakthrough? That breakthrough finally arrived in Miami. Almost nobody expected it. She entered the Miami Open as a wild card. No one predicted she would become one of the biggest stories of the tournament. Then the impossible started happening. First, she defeated Grand Slam champion Jelena Ostapenko. Then another major champion, Madison Keys. Suddenly, people were paying attention. But the biggest challenge was still waiting.
Iga Swiatek,
one of the most dominant players in women's tennis. A multiple-time Grand Slam champion. A player who made elite opponents look ordinary. Alex didn't just compete. She outplayed her. She won in straight sets. 6-2, 7-5. Afterward, even Swiatek admitted the better player had won that day. That victory changed everything. Not because Alex won a trophy, because she finally proved something to herself. She belonged. Once an athlete truly believes that, everything changes. Her confidence grew. Her ranking climbed. Tournament after tournament, she backed up the Miami run instead of fading away. Then came Wimbledon in 2026. History arrived before she even hit a ball. Alex became the first Filipino player ever seeded at a Grand Slam. For the Philippines, that meant far more than a ranking. It meant tennis finally had a new face. Someone young fans could dream about becoming. Someone proving that greatness doesn't have to come from traditional tennis powers. The tournament began perfectly. In the first round, Alex defeated Renata Zarazua in straight sets, the first Filipino player ever to win a Wimbledon singles main draw match. Another piece of history. Then came the second round. Against Maya Joint, things became much tougher. Alex lost the opening set. The momentum shifted. The pressure grew. But champions respond. She stormed back to win the next 2 sets, including a dominant 6-0 final set. Now she was into the third round, the deepest Wimbledon run ever by a Filipino player, waiting on centre court. Again. Miami had been surprising. This was different. This was Wimbledon. This was centre court. This was where legends are made. Swiatek knew exactly what had happened in Miami. Alex knew beating her once was impressive. Beating her twice, on the biggest stage in tennis, would change everything. The opening set became a war. Every game felt enormous. Every rally seemed to stretch forever. Neither player could create separation. Eventually, the set reached a tiebreak. Alex surged ahead. Then Swiatek fought back. The lead disappeared. The pressure became unbearable. Swiatek earned set point. Alex saved it. Then another. She saved that too. The crowd could feel the entire match hanging on just a few shots. Finally, after 84 exhausting minutes, Alex closed out the tiebreak, 11-9. She had survived. And something shifted. Champions know when momentum changes. So do crowds. Suddenly, centre court believed. Alex came out fearless in the second set. She raced to a 4-0 lead. Not with reckless winners. Not with desperation. With confidence. Calm. Precision. Swiatek fought back. Of course she did. Great champions always make you finish the job. But Alex never blinked. She trusted her game. Trusted her preparation. Trusted every lonely year that had brought her here. Then it happened. The final point. Game. Set. Match. Alexandra Eala had defeated the defending Wimbledon champion. Again. On centre court. The celebration wasn't planned. There was no dramatic pose. No rehearsed moment for the cameras. She simply collapsed. Hands on the grass. Tears pouring down her face. For a few seconds, she couldn't even stand. Because those tears weren't only about beating Iga Swiatek. They were about every sacrifice hidden behind that scoreboard. The little girl in ruffled socks. The grandfather feeding balls after school. The family watching from thousands of miles away. The homesickness. The doubts. The years nobody was watching. Everything arrived in one overwhelming moment. During her interview, Alex nearly broke down again. She remembered going to practice after school with her brother and grandfather. She laughed about her light-up shoes, her chubby cheeks, her tiny dreams. Then she said something unforgettable. If that little girl could have seen this moment, it would have meant everything. That is why this victory resonated around the world. It wasn't simply another upset. It was proof that impossible dreams sometimes take years before anyone else can see them. But here's what made the moment even more powerful. Alex wasn't satisfied. Yes, she had made history. Yes, she had inspired millions. But she reminded everyone of one simple fact. The tournament wasn't over. She still had another opponent waiting. Jasmine Parolini. Another elite player. Another opportunity. Another challenge. That's the mindset separating great athletes from unforgettable ones. The celebration lasts one night. The work continues the next morning. Today, Alex Eala represents something much bigger than herself. She has become the first Filipino player to achieve milestone after milestone. The first Grand Slam seed. The first Wimbledon main draw singles winner. The first Filipino player to reach the second week of a major. Every victory opens another door. Somewhere in Manila. Or Cebu. Or Davao. A young girl is picking up a tennis racket because she watched Alex do what nobody thought was possible. That's how sporting history changes. Not with one victory, but with the belief it creates in the next generation. The biggest question is no longer whether Alex Eala belongs among the world's best. She has already answered that. Twice. Now the question is much bigger. Can she become a Grand Slam champion? Can she stay at the top? Can this historic Wimbledon run become the beginning of something even greater? Nobody knows. And that's exactly what makes her story so exciting. Because the greatest chapters are often written after the breakthrough. The cameras are finally watching. The expectations have never been higher. The pressure is real, but so is the belief. From her family, from the Philippines, from tennis fans around the world. And maybe, just maybe, that little girl in ruffled socks was never chasing an impossible dream. She was simply arriving a little earlier than the rest of the world. What do you think? Can Alex Eala win a Grand Slam in the future? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more incredible sports stories from around the world.